Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about from what you said earlier, you talked about when you went to Ghana, that the regulation didn't allow you to build that business. And then you decided to go to Rwanda, where the regulation was less. See, people don't understand the impact of regulation. See, this lady, oh God, I've forgotten her name. Well, she's an entrepreneur in America. She's from one of our neighboring countries in West Africa. I've forgotten her name. I've heard her talk about that too much regulation is actually the biggest killer of success in Africa. And that's what you just explained, okay, in a small dialogue. Okay, so please tell us how you see the over-regulation not allowing people to at least attempt, and bigger people who want to invest.
Okay, I think before the regulation, we need to, because of your audience listening, and also I know there are some young ones there, and also there are some elderly who want to go into entrepreneurship. Before you talk about regulation and policies of a country, in terms of business, small businesses and medium, then even large businesses. You need to first of all understand what exactly do you want to establish.
Okay.
What kind of business do you think you want to invest in? You need to understand that. You need to first of all know what you want to achieve in what you're doing. So when you have that, that is when you understand, that is when you start seeing yourself going into some of these, into the business, and see the environment which you put in the business. Now, one of the things I did was to look at Nigeria. Nigeria per se, we have a lot of regulations, too much regulations. One body here, one body there, one body here. One body is going to tell you that if I have to put my money, if I have to invest in this business, they come up with some kind of regulation. And also, sorry to use the word, that one of the things I see in Africa is corruption.
Yeah.
Corruption is even stronger than the regulation.
Well, the regulation, too much regulation gives the officials way to impose that you must give us something.
Yes. So if you're an investor or a business owner, you're setting up a business in Africa, first and foremost, look at the regulations. Does it help? Will it help the organization? Will it help your business to grow, or will it kill your business? The fact that some of the regulations, they kill people's businesses. But one thing I used to say to people is this: if you know what you want to build, if you know the business you want to grow, I don't think regulation to some level will kill your business. From experience, when I got to Ghana, I wanted to set up a tech business on education, which is edutech, education technology business.
Yeah.
Putting up an app where people will go to the app to learn skills and also to learn general entrepreneurship. And also on that app, we'll connect to people on that app, you can use your skills, your experience, and your expertise to sell on that app to anybody international.
Okay.
That's the focus. So when I got there, I explained the kind of businesses and all that. Though I was received, but when I discovered that setting up a business there, setting up that kind of business would take a lot of money from me because of the regulation.
Yeah.
And also, as a foreigner coming to another African country, particularly neighboring country, which we are supposed to be brothers anyway, I discovered that they came up with so much regulation that I cannot meet. But in Nigeria, it was easy for me to meet those criteria.
Okay.
So I have to look at it. Okay, what do I do? I've already established in Nigeria. I just want to see how I can move because of the vision of our organization.
Yeah.
To establish
in many countries. Yeah.
Yeah, so many African countries. So I discovered that they come up with this, they come up with that. At the end of the day, like what you said, they want you to come up and settle this and settle that, settle this. So what I did was I had to look at it. I had to call a partner I knew, and he connected me to Rwanda. So when I had to go to Rwanda to check some of those regulations in Ghana. They are not favorable to me in Ghana. Are so easy in Rwanda.
Yep.
It is much favorable.
Yep.
Now in Rwandans are expecting, they want investors, they want people to come to their country to build their country for them.
Yeah. That's how things are done.
Yeah. So when I got to Rwanda, for me to register my company, it took me less than 1 hour. Yeah. So in 1 hour, I registered the company. I said, wow. Now I have to go to check the investment, the investment engine, and check so many things and all that. So I discovered that it was easy for me to do some of these things in Rwanda. I decided to settle in Rwanda. So regulations and policies in some of these African countries actually the key businesses. Yeah. But that's not just it. If you understand the kind of business you want to build, and you know how you want to build your business, sometimes it's not a problem. Now, you see, I met some of these investors, they would leave Nigeria. I went to a country, I met one investor, he's an Israeli, and he came to Africa, he was complaining about African environments. I said, one of the things you didn't study the people and study the culture. You only just look at the regulation. When you study the organization, when you study the country and study the people, you will discover that it's easier for you to invest in that country. I gave him an example of Botswana. I gave him an example of Rwanda, and I also gave him an example of which country? I think Tanzania. Yes, Tanzania. Particularly the East African countries. Yeah. It's easier for you to do businesses there. So the regulation actually is killing business, but we also should look at ways of making things work in Africa. Yeah. Now, coming to Nigeria,